Hi, welcome back to my channel. I'm Lamborghini C. As you know, we have a segment on this channel called Are You Ready for Business, where we discuss topics that are crucial for entrepreneurs and small business owners. So today I wanted to come live just to talk about the important insurance that small business owners should keep top of mind and that they should have. Today, we're going to dive into those three, I think, crucial insurances that small business owners should have. And that, again, sometimes when you're in the midst of starting your entrepreneurial journey, these things can kind of fall by the wayside, or you kind of lose track of them, or you may not even know where to begin to get these things set up and to put them in place. We're going to dive deep into them. They're going to include health insurance, business insurance, which is crucial, and life insurance for small business owners. So let's go ahead and get started. Now, I want to touch first on health insurance for a couple different reasons, because I found that with entrepreneurs, or those, especially those that are migrating from, say, the corporate world into entrepreneurship, or in some cases, this is the reason that many folks stay in corporate America and they decide not to pursue their dreams, because they say, you know what, well, I have these benefits that are being provided by this company. I don't know that I want to give that up, or I don't know where I would even begin to, go about setting those things up for myself. And so, again, like I said, I want to touch on it because I found that it oftentimes can be a hindrance for people, or a crutch, if we're going to be honest. It can be an excuse for some people as to why they don't want to take that entrepreneurial journey and, really take the leap. But the reality is that, again, it's very important that you do have health coverage in the case that you become injured or get sick, especially if you have a family, right? And so it can be scary leaving that comfort or that security blanket of having those things provided by a corporation that you're working for, and again, and they're helping to pay some of the premiums for you and drive down those costs. But the reality, a lot of small business owners don't realize there's organizations, like there's small business associations that you can partner with, or when you join, they sometimes will have opportunities for you to be able to participate in group insurance plans. Now, that is significant because in most cases, group insurance plans are going to be a lot more cost effective than individual insurance plans. However, there's other alternatives, guys. So don't let that be a crutch or a hindrance to you starting your entrepreneurial journey. Some of you may even be able to talk to your, personal family healthcare physician, and you may be surprised and you may find that they actually have individual payer plans set up directly through them or through the hospital organization that they actually are set up through. So again, there's so many different options and opportunities for you to make sure that you get the coverage that you need, which is one of the reasons, again, I wanted to come and discuss this today, because I found that oftentimes it can be one of those hindrances, or I've heard it as an excuse for many people, because the reality is, they do have that fear, as many of us do, on stepping out on their own into that journey of entrepreneurship. But there's avenues for you. And so you want to make sure that you explore all avenues. That's, again, one of the reasons why it's good to have a good business coach, and someone in your corner and also in your ear that's able to, make sure that you're aware of these things and these opportunities, and just make sure that they are top of mind and that they are no longer excuses for you or barriers for you, going along that journey of entrepreneurship. So now I want to shift gears to business insurance. Now, I have found, especially over the last couple of years, while I've been on my entrepreneurial journey, as I've encountered and even come across, like, even some folks in my friend group that are entrepreneurs, They're providing counseling or coaching services, especially. Um, I think for many of them, like they've been so inundated with making sure that they have their I's dotted and their T's crossed with just setting up their LLCs and establishing their corporations that they have kind of let the whole business insurance thing kind of fall by the wayside, or it's just not on the radar. And the reality is sometimes we just don't know what we don't know. But it's very important that you do have business insurance, especially if you're operating in a place and in a space where you're providing counseling or coaching services. Now, what is business insurance, and what are the, I want to kind of touch on the most kind of popular types that you should explore having. Now, business insurance provides coverage against a wide range of potential risks, such as property damage, which is obvious, like theft and liability claims, and even legal disputes. Now, again, I think if you are set up where you actually have a business office and you have like physical products that you are distributing to clients, I think it becomes pretty obvious to you, or at least it's more apt to be on your radar that, hey, I probably should have some sort of insurance in place. But again, I find in most cases where I'm working or networking with individuals who are in a space where they're providing more or less coaching or counseling services through their business, that's where I find that a lot of times the whole need for business insurance kind of falls off of their radar. And so I want to talk about, in those cases, two of the most important types of business insurances that people should consider having if they are operating in that space. And that's general liability and professional liability, which is also known as errors and omissions. Now, general liability insurance often is referred to as commercial general liability insurance. It's a fundamental coverage that protects businesses from a range of potential risk and liabilities that include financial protection in the event that a business is held legally responsible for bodily injury or property damage or personal injury that's caused by others. General liability insurance typically covers expenses that are related to medical bills, legal defense costs, settlements, and judgments. Now, professional liability insurance, again, also known as E&O insurance, or professional indemnity insurance, is specifically designed to protect businesses and individuals who provide professional services or expert advice, which that's the category that I fall into with my HR consulting firm, Edmund Enterprises. Now, E&O, or professional liability insurance, offers coverage for claims arising from errors, omissions, negligence, or professional misconduct in the course of providing those professional services. Professional liability insurance is particularly relevant for professions such as doctors, lawyers, consultants, architects, insurance providers, and other professionals who offer specialized knowledge or expertise. Keep in mind, business insurance not only safeguards your assets, but it also helps you maintain your credibility and reputation in the marketplace. So it's very, very important to make sure that you have it and have it set up. And the reality, guys, is not that expensive. It's actually really, really reasonable to have. And just to make sure that you have a significant amount of coverage to protect yourself as well as your business while you're out providing your wealth of knowledge and working in the marketplace. It also shows clients and partners that you're committed to protecting their interest and provides, a peace of mind for them knowing that your business is protected against unexpected events. Again, it helps legitimize your business, right? And in some cases, I have found that it's necessary that people will ask for it. Like for those of us that operate in those consulting spaces, there's certain platforms that we can go to take on gigs, quote unquote, where different corporations or other businesses can actually put a need or a gig per se on the site, and they can allow like consultants and coaches to actually put their name in the hat to be considered for a particular gig. Now, one of the sites that I have utilized personally, they actually do, like many of the businesses that do list their jobs or their needs that they want to fill. A lot of times they do require and they ask, like, do you have business insurance? And sometimes they even want to get into the details around, well, how much coverage do you have and things of those matters. So again, not having business insurance in place, it also can be, one of the reasons that you're not getting certain types of clients or what have you. And so you do want to keep that a top of mind because again, it helps legitimize your business. It helps show that you are somebody that's committed to having your affairs in order, that you are astute from a business perspective and that you're just operating in a space where you're doing good business. Now, next, I want to talk about life insurance, which again, I find oftentimes it's usually one of those things or areas that people use kind of as an excuse or where they get into their fears of stepping out on their own, of not wanting to give up from their corporation. But here's the thing, guys. For many of people that work, for businesses and corporations that provide their life insurance, they don't realize like you're kind of renting that insurance. You don't own it. It's not permanent insurance. It's there while you're employed by that company or corporation. But the moment that you retire or that you decide to leave to go on your own or that you decide to leave and go to another corporation to work for, that insurance goes away. And so the reality is that even if you are still with a corporation and contemplating going out on your own, you probably should get some insurance that is permanent and that you own yourself. Some insurance is permanent and portable. It's kind of like the way that I like to refer to it, which means that it goes wherever you go. So you're not just tied to that insurance if, you just, only if you decide to stay with that particular corporation or what have you. And so, again, I think many of us know the importance for life insurance. Most importantly, it allows you to leave behind a legacy instead of a liability for your family. And so, as a business owner, the whole purpose that, for many of us of why we are stepping out on our own, it is to create legacy. So imagine working like as hard as many of us work, building up this business entity, putting your blood, sweat, and tears into it, only to risk it being lost, in the absence of you having life insurance in place that protects you both, from when you pass away, but also if you were to become disabled. Not to mention also, this month happens to be Disability Insurance Awareness Month. So again, we're right on time having this discussion. But a life insurance, really ensures that if something were to happen to you as a small business owner, that your loved ones would receive financial support. And that's so crucial and so important. It also can help cover outstanding debts that may be in place and replace lost income. It even can help facilitate the smooth transition of your business to a successor. And those are conversations that you should be having with your family members, especially if you have a spouse. Again, for many of us, we don't work 40-hour weeks. Many of us are putting in long hours, again, at least initially, while you're getting your businesses off the ground. And so imagine building this legacy, this wonderful, wonderful legacy, and not having a successor in place or not having a plan in place or a path forward, should you become disabled or should you pass away. So those discussions coupled with actually setting up life insurance should be had. Like you really should put some thought process behind it and make sure that you have those things in place. Again, I can't talk enough around the whole leaving a legacy behind instead of a liability. How great would it be to be able to have a successor in your family that can actually take on the business? But in some cases, they may not be able to because your business may be centered around your expertise. But one of the conversations in that case that you may begin to have is around, should something happen to you, making sure that whoever is in charge of your affairs actually has the wherewithal and the understanding to maybe market your company to be purchased or bought out by another, organization that can continue on that great work and the legacy that you have built to this point. Now, there's a couple of different life insurances that you can consider and you should consider. Those are term. Again, you can get them anywhere from 15 years all the way up to 30 years. There's some that have longer terms or what have you. Even within some term insurances, you might even be able to find some that actually have cashback options, which is so important. And that's why it's even that much more important to talk to a professional that can really assess your situation and what your goals are financially and help you develop the right package for you. I think many of us are familiar with whole life insurance, the coverage that covers you through the duration of your life, right? And most people opt for the whole life insurance to make sure that they're covering for their funeral expenses and maybe even leaving a little bit of insurance, insurance money behind after, their funeral expenses are covered. But also there's the Index Universal Life Insurance, or IULs. And those are things that I think, especially for business owners or those individuals that are a little more financially astute, that are attractive, because especially if you are walking away from that comfort or umbrella of being protected under an organization such as a corporation and going on your own, you want to make sure that, again, you should be meeting with a financial planner or your accountant and having some discussions about financially savvy avenues and ways that you can protect yourself and that you can actually create other revenues or streams of income for yourself further down the road, because at some point you're going to probably want to retire from your business or your company. Let's face it, we're all going to get older one day, right? And so the IDUL route actually allows you an opportunity to be able to supplement your retirement plan and to be able to invest so that you're able to have a little bit of a nest egg that you're able to use further down the road. But it's also there too in the case that you do pass away, your family members can utilize those funds as well. But there's so many different avenues that you can go. And I know that for many of us, it can be daunting, right? To even travel down the road of, insurance and what should I get? Like, where do I go? Who do I talk to? So that's the reason that I wanted to at least broach the subject today. To make sure that it is top of mind for you, to make sure that it is something that's on your radar, to explore, and to make sure that you are taking the steps to make sure that you're putting those plans and things in place. While you're out here as a small business owner, creating solutions and solving problems for other people, again, make sure that you're taking a step back and that you're taking the time to ensure that you are creating solutions for yourself and setting up that legacy for yourself and that protection for your family as well, so that your business can go the long way and really truly be an asset that has a prosperous future, both for yourself as well as for your family. Now, again, like I said, as a small business owner stepping out on your own, a lot of times you may not know who to turn to or who to go to. That's why it is so important to have a good business partner or, someone that is a business coach in your corner and in your ear that can help guide you and direct you to some of the resources to be able to get some of these things in place. That's why, again, And this is a shameless plug for my HR consulting firm, Edmond Enterprises. Again, like with small business owners, I'm so happy that we're able to connect folks to other businesses and other providers and specialists in areas where we don't provide the services, right? So that's some of the coaching that we're able to provide. Like through my network, I belong to many professional organizations, like local chambers and organizations nationally. I travel, around the world globally. And so because I am an entrepreneur, a lot of times that comes up in the conversation, and I meet some of the most fascinating people. And I have a network of individuals globally that provide many different services, and those also that provide services in the insurance space. And, again, like those of you that have followed me on this channel, as well as my other social media pages, Edmond Enterprises is friendly to the cannabis industry as well. I even have a network of individuals that provide these services within the cannabis industry, which again, sometimes that has been an obstacle or barrier for those within the industry, because some individuals, they don't want to touch it. They don't want to do business with those that are in the cannabis space. But trust me, there are folks that specialize and that want to work with you if you happen to be in the cannabis industry. So yeah, you can actually text 248-572-2908 or call and just inquire about being connected with an agent. Like I said, we at Edmond Enterprises, we have a network of individuals that specialize in business insurance. I have folks locally in the Michigan area, and then I also have a couple of individuals that I've connected with, that I network with, that provide business insurance on a national level. I also have a network of individuals, and it's starting to grow, that are in the space of healthcare, providing healthcare insurance as well, that can write policies for individuals. I also have a network of healthcare insurance specialists that also can come in and talk with you about providing healthcare packages for your organization. Let's say you are just starting out, and maybe, your organization or your LLC just consists right now of, primarily you and your spouse. A few of the individuals that I network with, they actually can create policies under your LLC or your organization, as long as you have at least two individuals. And so, again, don't feel like you're just, you're left kind of out to dry. There are options, and there are cost-effective solutions for you. And lastly, I have a vast network of individuals that provide life insurance. I even have, that is one of my, branches of a separate business venture that I am involved in. I myself personally am a licensed insurance agent as well. So I can meet with you, or like I said, I have a network of individuals that can sit down and really talk with you and really um, help you understand the different options that are out there around life insurance, and help you figure out the best path forward for you, again, to leave that legacy and make sure that you are on the road to prosperity. And again, if you are interested in getting connected with an agent, whether it be for health insurance, business insurance, or in the life insurance space, you can either call or text 248-572-2908 and just express that, hey, I'm looking to get connected with someone to talk about business insurance, or again, whether it's health or life insurance. And, we will make sure that we get you connected to the right person, to someone that is an expert in that space and actually can work with you to get set up with a cost effective policy and what have you for your organization. So I thank you for joining me on today. I think it's been great. Thank you for those that are, hopping in and, joining the chat or what have you. But again, I wanted to touch on this because it's so very important for those of us that are entrepreneurs and those that are, again, on the fence and still thinking, and a little bit nervous, to be honest, to jump into that pool. But I just want to encourage you, it is doable. There are resources out there that are cost effective for you to be able to make that journey comfortable and to get you started on that journey. And trust me, once you get started, you won't want to look back. You will be so happy that you actually took that leap and moved forward towards your dreams. Again, I'm Lamborghini C. Thank you for joining our channel, Lamborghini_C, where we discuss life, business, and beauty. And so, again, I'm here today with another business tip, mostly for those in the entrepreneurial space and those who are looking to get into entrepreneurialism. And, again, thank you for stopping by. We'll talk to you soon.